Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Bruno Mazzini.
Hello.
Well, this is the third time we've done the intro. Oh my god.
She usually always remembers to record, but
I do. That's the first time I haven't done the sound recording.
Bruno, this never happens to me.
It never happens.
I'm usually so professional.
Are you used to hearing someone say that to you? This usually never
I'm
happens.
usually the one that says it, but it's like it's nice to hear it back. You
Yeah,
know?
right. Like it's usually ready to go. I mean, like I can usually perform when I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So we're reminiscing on the last time you did the podcast back before you moved to Köln 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Could have had a baby by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Did I? I had a few near misses.
Nice.
Noise.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Actually, one of my exes just listened to the podcast and he was like, texted me being like, you had a pregnancy scare? I'm like, what are you doing listening to my podcast? Can you look after your mental health, please?
It's not good for you. Listening to your ex's podcast, that sounds terrible.
It's the worst idea
That
ever.
sounds like so
What are you
bad.
doing?
Do you think it's like if you accumulate all your like the joy of not being pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's as happy as having a kid makes you?
I think all the joys of all the individual times that I haven't been pregnant. I'd say so. Yeah. I just have a life of no pregnancy, and each time I'm not pregnant, I'm like, yes, and that'll all equate to
At least one child.
Yeah,
Maybe more.
Oh, but seriously, when I got my period that time, like I like it was overwhelming. Like I was so relieved. I sang in the bathroom, and I told everybody, like every bartender, the taxi driver.
Yeah. I mean, I think for guys, not all guys, but for a lot of guys, it's also like an amazing feeling. Because I mean, I've told people this, like, if I accidentally get someone pregnant, I'll be a present father, you know, and that makes it suck so much more.
Yeah,
because it's like, if I were an asshole, I'd be like, be pregnant, don't be pregnant, I don't give a shit. But it's like, no, now I have to like, I don't know.
I gotta be there.
I gotta
for
like
someone.
All my money has to go into this child just because I didn't want to wear a condom on a Saturday night or some shit. It's like, fuck.
Right. The thing is, like, I don't know if I've talked about it. I don't think I've talked about it on the pod yet. It's just like that day when it was like 2 weeks. My period was 2 weeks late, and I was having these like cramps and feelings in my stomach. But in my head, I was like, oh shit, are these like life growing pains? You know, like I feel like these might be not like, they felt different too. That was the thing. Like it didn't feel like, you know, uterus lining shedding pains. It felt weirdly different. I was like, fuck. And then it was like, do I have this living thing in me? And then once you feel like there's something new happening in your body, it's like, oh, do I just kill it? Like, it's all of a sudden I wasn't that clear on the abortion front, even though like I'd done the research and I was like, shit, this is going to be a whole thing in Germany.
If you would do it, or if it's okay in general?
If I would do it, if I could do it, because I've been saying that I want to be a mum, and then if I get pregnant, then if I feel this life in me, then it's like, well, yeah, it's half this dude, but it's also half me, you know, and that half of me, it's like,
and part
maybe
of you
I want to look after it.
Yeah. Kind of, you hope that your genes beat the dudes, you know?
Yeah. Although I'd say his genes are pretty dominant. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I'm still, you know, very okay.
You didn't have to make that decision.
Yeah, it's just that.
It's always nice.
I just didn't want to have to make it.
I don't remember who called miscarriages God's abortions, and I was like,
that's amazing.
I was like, this is beautiful.
That's so beautiful.
It's like God being like, you can do it, your body, your choice, but you don't have to.
You don't have to this time. Yeah, also that recent pregnancy scare, I was also like, I'd taken so many drugs that week. And I was like, not so many, but just like consistent. And
that was gonna be
because it was my birthday week. It's always around my birthdays that this happens. And it was just like, if I am pregnant, I have done everything in my power to damage this fetus.
To make a cool ass baby. You think
you're like that special sex hormone monster and big man.
But you think like, I really think there has to be one, or if you take drugs like 1 or 2 times during your pregnancy, the baby comes out cool. You know, like you can't do it too much, but I think it's a timing kind of thing, you know?
Probably. Yeah, that week though, it was my birthday week, so I had a really boozy night one week. One night I had a really like druggy night one, and then I had like a medium druggy night, and all of these, like I was home by 7 a.m. You know.
Okay, solid.
9 a.m. But the thing, and you know, and I didn't like lose memory or anything or do anything crazy, but it's like that has got to be very damaging for a fetus. Like,
But again, when do you think is the best time to take drugs for your baby? Like to make them interesting, you know?
I guess
Because you don't want a boring baby. That's what I'm trying to say. You know?
I'm not a scientist. But there's a part of me that's like, wait, like you probably want to do it as early as possible.
Yeah, so
because
you can recover.
Exactly.
Right?
So like the womb can do its magic and like repair that slightly deformed brain that had started developing, you know, another 9 months. Yeah.
And you want the trauma to be like really deep seated.
Yeah, really deep.
Like not
But you know, do you call fun trauma really? Like, I mean
Yep, yeah, you do.
Right. No, but yeah, anyway, so that's over. You're back in Berlin. I don't know. Like, you haven't had any pregnancy scares recently?
No. Not for a while.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I was excited about having my first abortion though. Like that was, you know, Freddie Grada's got a great bit about like, you know, having abortion that makes you a real feminist. Like it's not until you have an abortion that you're a
put
true
your
feminist.
money where your mouth is.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's so good, so good. I could tell, like, you know, I could. Like there was a comedian. She still considers herself a comedian.
That sounded so. That's like a.
That's so mean. But she basically had like her first like sort of year doing comedy. Every joke was about her abortion, and it was like, you know, she had a 5-minute set. She then got a 10-minute set. It was still all about abortion. She then got to a 15-minute set. It was still about abortion. It was amazing.
But I mean,
there was some great jokes in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I could become, you know, I could get a whole new half hour
just from fucking killing a baby. Hell yeah.
I do feel like my current lifestyle, it's like, okay, I feel like I'm in high like material
hunting.
Like I'm creating a lot of material right now that I'm going to be able to like resource later. And
I know what you mean. Like I've had this
harvest.
Yeah. And that it's gonna take a while, but it's like you're living and I'm the same. I feel like I have like maybe 25-30 minutes of half-baked stuff that is like, I think it's super interesting and I want to like finish baking it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, that's going to take forever.
It takes a long time. Yeah.
The love language bit that I worked on, now I like added more shit on top of it. So it used to be a bit that it was like basically a 7-minute set, just an entire set from one. I mean, with like right jokes in between or whatever.
Of course, but like a bit that's a whole set. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, and now I added more shit onto it, so I can do like the abridged version to do a 7-minute set. But it's like I can even do 10 just from that one thing, and then I have this other like the polyamory stuff and the getting objectified that I still I got objectified recently.
Oh, did you?
Solid objectification.
Oh, fantastic. How did it go?
Just fucking.
Well, like what happened?
Okay.
I thought it was more like a picking up situation that then led to that, but it was more like.
No. It was so just. I don't know. I kind of like DM'd with a girl on Instagram that kind of we all already knew each other from casual interaction back in the day, and then I just was like asked her for a drink, and when we were at the bar, she was like, "Yeah, like you're cute," and it basically like the way she said it, I was like, "Okay, so." You already have this in mind, you know. You were like, okay, this.
Hey, she invited you for that drink for a reason.
Yeah.
She invited you.
No, I invited her, okay. But like I wasn't like sure. Like I'm still like not the flirtiest person, like, or like not the best at like asking people out or stuff like that. So like yeah, in this case, I was like, maybe she just thinks I'm nice to talk to, and blah blah blah. And then when we got
That's
there,
cute, dude.
yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, okay.
when
You're
we
not nice to talk to.
dude, I know. Like, but yeah, I was like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. And within like 5 minutes of being there, it was like, okay,
It's on.
it's on. I was like, okay,
What else am I?
yeah,
Just
yeah,
cute.
just, you know, yeah,
That's beautiful. Okay, so I guess that was kind of her pickup line. Like that was the line that showed you that she was into you.
yeah. The one that made it obvious. Like it was like, okay, yeah.
I've had a few people, like I've asked a few people in like, let's say the last year, what my line was to lead to what ended up happening, because often it's been a little blurry. Or more like so many things happen in a night that I don't necessarily remember like one thing, and then someone will say, oh yeah, you said that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I did. Like, yeah, I only remembered this morning that I was hanging out with this guy on... Anyway, on no, it was like meta club, and forgot, like I had forgotten that we'd had this whole like hangout, and then I remembered this morning because there was a guy on the train that looked like him. Anyway, so like, you know, there's just how much can the memory hold, and what's really relevant. That's always what my excuse is for memory loss. Like, I guess it just wasn't that important.
Yeah.
But there's a guy that I'm seeing. Yeah, let's keep it vague, and. And he and I kind of like met him at the end of a show one night, and then like we started being in contact on it's like he was like liking all my stories. He still likes every one of my stories, which is just the cutest level of dedication. I'm like,
it's a certain consistency.
There's a consistent, and like now we've even fucked, and he's still liking my stories. I'm like, wow, it wasn't just wow. Cool.
He wants round two. You know?
He does want round two. Yeah, exactly. I actually traveled to meet him. Like I traveled a distance with like no show.
I think you told me about this guy.
Yeah. And like I hadn't even verified the D at this point, and I was traveling.
Oh wait, so you had seen it but not verified.
Hadn't seen it.
Not with the blue check mark.
Hadn't even seen it. Just kissed. Hadn't even seen it.
You think somebody sends like catfish dick pics?
Oh yeah. But I was wondering, like, that's the thing. I was like, have I, like, me betting on, you know, like a whole like number of hours going there and then coming back with no work or anything and just hanging out with this person, like, if this D is terrible, like, how am I gonna
justify this to to the expense department?
Exactly. And like time, time and money, right? Yeah. And but anyway, I was asking him what my line was to like get it to the point where he was like, you know, really contacting me on Instagram and WhatsApp and basically inviting me to come back. And my line was,
I need to hear this now.
It's just so lame. My line was, oh, we've met before. I really like your hair.
That's the lamest. That's like,
I know.
That couldn't. I'm disappointed. Kind of like, what the fuck?
I'm like, is that all I said? He's like, yeah. You said you really liked my hair, and then you said that you know, if you ever, then you invited me to Berlin, and I
okay. So then it's different because you just fucking invited him. There was no line. That's like.
I was like, I like your hair. Come fuck me in my hometown.
Yeah. That's like that was the. I think the second part was the line. Now that
you got a good point there. Yeah.
I was like starting to think, how did this guy gather from I like your hair, I want to fuck you? Yeah. But then it was the part where you said I want to fuck you straight after.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was it. That was the come to my bed many hours away from here. Totally. But then there was another dude at the start. I think it was actually last year. Yeah, it was last year that I hooked up with. And I was, again, it was a show situation.
There's like, you know, rappers, they are always like, yeah, only lame rappers fuck their fans. And it's like, you would be the lamest rapper, Anna.
Like, they're not my like this guy that I'm sort of seeing now, not a fan. He's connected to the production company.
Okay, connected.
He had to be there too.
Okay.
And then, but this other guy, yeah, he was just a guy at an open mic, audience member, and it was like a super drunken night. It was like, it was a Ukrainian Independence Day. It was before the war. It was before the war, and I was celebrating the Ukrainian independence.
Okay.
This was, yeah.
You're committed to the. You were. OG,
I was already committed.
OG.
Yeah, OG over here, and this guy wasn't Ukrainian, but anyway, apparently my line was, I was like, let's go into the back room so we can talk more. This was at Space Medusa.
Holy shit.
And then he spilt his drink on me. And I was like, my line was, because I asked him like a week later, I was like, what's my, he was like, yeah, I spilled my drink on you by accident. And then you made me touch your leg and you looked into my eyes and said, can you feel how wet I am?
What the? But
from the drink that he spilled on me, I was like, can you feel how wet I am?
how high were you? Like, what?
Just very drunk.
Holy shit.
Like grabbed his hand. I was like, feel how wet I am. And that was the start.
Yeah, that's every time a woman has told me check how wet I am, I usually hook up with them. Like, I don't like, that's, I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty like shut.
It's just like, wow. Like the first thing of like, let's go to the back room so we can talk more privately.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
No, but the back room, because Medusa is a little loud and shit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Kind of, smooth. You're a predator.
I am a predator. I can't make that bit work at the moment about being a predator. Like anyway. The bit about I drink so that I'm less of a predator.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not, I don't think it's true. The thing is, if I'm sober and I'm picking up men, I feel like a psychopath. Because I'm like, this one, like, it's too conscious, right?
Yeah.
It's too calculated.
But
yeah, maybe I need to add those details to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm drunk, it's just like, I'm a liability.
Yeah.
And, you know.
He's picking me up.
Yeah, you can take advantage of me.
You can take advantage of me. Let's go to the back room. I'm so wet. Like, I'm uncontrollable. Just feel how wet I am.
Just feel it.
In the leg, no, in the
just feel it. Yeah, like,
grab it. Like, put your fingers in it.
It's just so aggressive. I was like,
dude.
wow. I was so embarrassed when he told me that. Anyway,
Yeah,
I got over
but
it.
it worked. That's the thing. It worked. People, when you take it out of context, they might criticize our means. You know, they might criticize our methods. But if we close, we close. You know, it's all you can say.
Yeah, the means justify the ends. Yeah, maybe.
Means justify the means justify the ends. Holy fuck.
No, the ends justify the means.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The people lie, numbers don't.
People lie, numbers don't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you also, just like another fuckboy thing? I just think it's just a fact that every kind of fuckboy, I feel like fuckboy is not a gendered term anymore.
I would love that, but I don't think it is.
I really want to, I feel at the moment like
Fuckboy?
it's just like,
I'm trying not to. I think
I'm like emotionally elevated.
You're fucking. You're like a fucking. You're like a yoga fuckboy. You're like a fucking
fuck yogi.
Yeah, you're like a guru, a fuckboy. Like those, like, oh yes, I love having emotional connections with the world. You know, the universe is who I'm in love with, baby.
And we're connecting with the universe through each other in this moment. But I won't text you back for the next 2 weeks.
Dude.
I'm not that bad. I try to be I'm respectful, and I don't, like, for example, there's a guy that I've like reconnected with, and I feel bad because he's a good person, and I feel evil around him. Like, he's so good that I end up feeling guilty.
So then,
yeah, so I need to end it again. But like,
or you can take the lessons.
I can take the lessons.
Yeah, I mean, when you're insecure around someone because they have a stronger point, it's okay.
I feel you. I know what you mean. I guess.
Just don't want to.
No. It's not. I don't think there's the lessons. It's just more that it's more me saying I feel evil. It's that I can feel that he's got. He has these intentions, and my intentions don't match his.
Oh, okay, then that's not evil.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
That's different.
But I just end up feeling a bit guilty. It'd be nice if I could feel casual with him, but but I only want to feel casual with him because I can feel that I probably don't want a relationship with him.
Yeah, and
But
he
like,
does.
I would be open to feeling it out and seeing how it goes. But I already feel like I am gonna fuck with his heart if I step into that.
Okay, then that's different. That's different. I thought he was just like a good person and he made you feel like shit.
He is a good person, but it's more the dynamic that makes me feel evil.
I totally get it. I'm still navigating my singlehood. I matched with a girl on Bumble, and we were texting like quite a bit. She was very active with her texting and shit. And I was like, oh, she kind of probably wants something serious. Because we still hadn't seen each other, right?
Okay.
But she didn't have it on her profile. And I had in my profile.
Had it what?
Like, what she wanted.
Wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit, though. I don't have that on my profile.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, if most people that want something serious put it. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure. Or, like, I don't know. I had put, I don't know. Because I was like, I'll test it out. Now I changed it to something casual. I'm committed to being
committed
a fuck
to that.
boy.
Oh, la la. Yeah, okay.
And so we texted.
For a while, that was an immediate no for me if someone had that.
Something casual?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's going to fuck me over a lot, but I'm also like, I don't, like, so what happened with this girl is, I asked her, like, we were arranging to see each other, and I asked her, like, hey, just so that we don't, just in case we don't waste any of each other's times, do you know what you're looking for? Because I think I'm looking for something casual. And she was like, no, I'm looking for something serious, and like next time you can probably tell that to the person earlier or something like that. And I was like, dude.
It's on my profile.
Yeah, and also you didn't tell me you wanted something serious.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Exactly.
And you don't have to put the blame on me that I started this conversation. I'm sorry. What was your conversation starter?
Just because you have the like emotional maturity to know what you want and communicate it, it doesn't mean that the other person shouldn't also have it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the fact that this guy is like you know, and you should tell him because you know, but the guy. Also, he's not a baby. He could take care of himself. He could tell you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. He did try to start having that conversation the other night, and I was like, my life's so chaotic.
Feel how wet I
am. No, it was more like, I need another drink. I'm drying up here. But no, he's like, yeah, and the thing is, like, yeah, being a fuck yogi, I think it's about taking care of the people. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone, and I think this whole thing of like wanting, and I was talking about this a bit with Erica in the last episode. It's like, I like, for example, I know that with him right now, because my feelings aren't, I want to be with him, then I only want something casual, and that wanting something casual is only. It depends on the dynamic of the two people. I can meet someone and be like, I want a relationship with this person, and like I did with my ex, like all of a sudden I was like, oh, we want this, and so it depends on the dynamic. You know, you can't if you state so clearly, I only want something serious, then you block out all the fun, getting to know you, friendly sex interactions you can have. Why do that? Why block out the potential of meeting someone that you're just gonna fall head over heels? For.
I mean, I've told you why. Like, I mean, personally, like, I think I will move soon, or not soon, like 1, 2.
Yeah, but it's
so for me,
you had a long distance relationship for ages. I don't think it's. I understand where you're coming from. You're wanting to be sincere with, hey, I'm not stable here. Yeah, and I think that's cool. But you know, things can change. Like my ex, for example, he wasn't even sure if he was going to stay living in Germany. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so established. And he was like, oh, well, maybe I will try and stay here then.
Yeah. I mean,
things change.
There are, like, there's been factors that have made me recently reconsider if I would, like, actually not move to the US and just stay in Europe. So,
yeah, like US politics, maybe?
Yep. I like an old flame, like, appearing in my life, but not like to a point where like dating or anything, but like she would never move to the US, and I'm like,
wise woman.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I wouldn't if it wasn't for comedy.
Yeah, I just feel do whatever you want to do, but I just think
I'm still trying to navigate the something casual without being a fuckboy, because it's so easy to, like, people so easily discard this whole like they don't like. There's a term for it, and I like the how it sounds. Casual intimacy. You know, you can be intimate with someone. You can get to know someone. You can like respect them and blah blah blah, and have an emotional connection. But also know it's not a long term commitment. You know.
Totally. And I have like
You have like 20 of those right now. Like,
I just think there's value. I think there's a lot of value. There's some moving of boxes happening in the main bar. We're recording again at the Wall Comedy Club. Check it out and support your
Wall
local
Comedy Club. Berlin.
Berlin scene. So the thing is like, and that's like if I meet someone and it's like, oh, let's try this as a relationship, and it's both equally like it would both have this matching vibe. Okay, cool. But otherwise, yeah, having these, yeah, I guess, what did you call it? Casual intimacy?
Yeah, that's what they call it on Field.
No, yeah.
Which is the social media, the Tinder for kinky people.
Yeah, it's my favorite one actually.
It's making me feel so vanilla. It's insane.
Oh, really?
I deleted it. I was like, no.
Oh, truly?
I feel like a virgin right now. Also, it's just having too many dating apps. It's just weird.
It's the only one that I have notifications switched on for, and it's the one that I've met probably the most interesting people on.
Yeah, people look cool. I just I don't know. It's just a lot of work, a lot of distractions, and I don't know. Maybe I should delete the other ones and not Field, but I feel like I'm a bit too vanilla for that place. Like I mean I'm happy to try out new shit. I just think people see my profile and they're like, oh, okay.
So you haven't had many pings?
Yeah, also. I mean, okay. I had like 8 likes or something, which I don't know if it's a lot for a dude in like 2 weeks. I know you've had like fucking 3,000 likes in the last 5 days or something like that. Like,
come on, mate.
Dude,
4,000. No. Not at all. There's not that many people on Field in Berlin. Yeah. Although going to Munich bumped up my numbers, sure, and then going wherever else I went. But okay, I like, yeah. Okay, so you feel vanilla on Field. Why do we bring up Field? Because
casual intimacy.
Casual intimacy. That's what they call it. Yeah. I think I quite enjoy, and it's that whole thing of being respectful to, you know, your lovers, and like, you know, if you're gonna meet up, you're gonna meet up, and if you don't, you like. Yeah, it's and if you like I feel kind of connected with people that I have good sexual intimacy with, that I have good intellectual connections with, and that like we have our lives, but we can negotiate them and meet up, and it's nice, and then you know there's not any of this like any heaviness around it or responsibility, and it's nice.
I mean, I think in very specific select cases I might want like a full-on relationship, but like right now, and it's just like no.
Yeah,
like I don't know, the whole like it's nice, as you said, to have, and it's like way more entertaining and way more fun than a one night stand. And it's like I think there's just a space for it, like
for
or like for in anyone's lives when they're like not, they don't want to have a relationship, or they're not ready for a relationship, or they haven't found the right person, whatever.
That's usually what I put it down to.
You just fucking casual intimacy, you know?
Yeah. For me right now, like getting out of that relationship, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I've got so much more time. And a relationship takes so much fucking time. And that's nice. It's work, and it's, you know, and you get a lot out of it, and there's some really beautiful things that happen. But yeah, right now I'm kind of like, I'd like to manage it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm too all over the place geographically and like busy, and that like having just a few things happening around that I can navigate. That's
you wanna
nice.
You wanna like a roster of dicks that like just one per city or something. 2. No, in Berlin you couldn't. Just 3 in Berlin and
then one for all the cities.
For all the cities. Yeah.
I'm working on it.
That's the word. I say it as a joke, but you're like, yeah, kind of. That sounds reasonable. It's
doable. Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know, I'd give it all up if I meet the right person. Okay, just putting it out there.
Or you would convince them to be in an open relationship,
or not. You know, like the thing is with the ex that I just had. You know, at the start, he was like, "Are you sure you want this as an open relationship?" I'm like, "I'm happy for that." I'm like, "Do you want this?" And he was like, "Yeah, I want it open." I was like, "Okay." And he was seeing all of his other people, but it was in the end he was uncomfortable. Like he was very uncomfortable with, you know, my ability to sort of also be seeing lots of people.
Fuck him.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a competition, but
But you destroyed him.
at one point he turned around and he was like, "Oh, you have to be the best at everything, don't you? And now you're fucking more than me." And it was like, "Whoa, dude." He was like, I get it. You're the best at anything you put your head to." And I was like, "Well, okay, but like that's not applicable in this like open relationship setting. I'm not trying to outfuck you. It's just my people are around now.
Yeah,
and yours are canceling."
In a male to female, like a heterosexual open relationship, the woman is always gonna win if she wants to.
Yeah, but it's not a competition.
It's not, but she will. but
yeah.
It's not.
I was saying that on stage yesterday. I had a really interesting dynamic yesterday at the show here with Simon and Pascal. There was a guy in the audience. I got on stage and I immediately kind of roasted him a little bit, being like, "You look like you're single." And but then I was like, "But I'm single too," and like brought him in, and and like talked about how a single lifestyle is undervalued, and it's totally okay to not be in a relationship and to live a solo life, and maybe you have sex with other people, maybe you don't, but it's all valid and it's not less than. And then I continued my set, and then I started talking about drugs a bit, and there were a couple of people that took drugs on one side, and then I asked a thing about psychedelics, and then this boy who I'd roast a little bit was like, he was like, LSD, and I was like, "Oh, you've taken LSD?" And he was like, no one here's into drugs. I'm like, "All these guys are." He's like, "Why didn't you read the room? It's the second question you've asked and no one's into it." I was like, whoa. I was like, these people are with me.
Mr. got a little triggered.
Oh, didn't it? But I've never had someone heckle me with "You've already asked a question like that. Why don't you move on from the topic?" It's like, wow, whoa.
It made him uncomfortable. He was like,
he was super, yeah.
He felt threatened.
He felt threatened, even though like I understood that I kind of had antagonized him from the beginning, but then I thought I really brought him into it, and it was like we're the same. And then
some people are just looking for an excuse.
Him being threatened by the drug thing, I guess, like, you're just such a, like, I was kind of, it was a very loose set, and I was kind of musing about my drug taking a little bit, like, I'm all right, but, like, maybe, and then, like, this story and this story. But I continued on, and I was just like, I'm not gonna, but, like, I felt myself getting super angry. And then in the last week, I've had a few audience members just look, like, super angry, like, one person. It was actually only at German shows. and just these like women that were just looking at me like they hated me, and then like talking with their person during my set, and both of these times I kind of like roasted them a little bit during,
like after or
during my set, but just
no,
being
but like with did the hate happen before, after, during?
Oh, the hate was happening before I gave them any attention.
Okay, and then you attacked.
And then I attacked a little bit, and it worked, and it was fine, but it was giving them energy. And so in this moment when this guy was saying this stuff, I was just like, I want to rip you to shreds. And I was like, no, remember, Anna, the lesson from the week is that, and it's an old lesson, but if anyone is sucking energy out of the room and being negative, you just have to ignore them. So I was like, dude, I wish there were more people in this room so I could ignore you, but I am going to ignore you, and I'm still going to tell my acid story to the rest of you guys. And did it, but fuck. Like that's the rudest any audience member has been to me on stage for
a long time.
Yeah, really crazy.
Yeah, I haven't had that many of those, to be honest. But I feel you. I've had like a lot of the times like entitled it's usually Latin dudes.
Oh yeah.
That they're like smiling and nodding like. Okay, let me see if you're funny. Like, let me check you out. Kind of like a
judging.
Like kind of like a cockfight. Like let me see if you measure up. And I'm like, that's
not the game.
That's not the game. Like I can fuck your girlfriend. It has nothing to do with my stand up. Like, it's
more like I can fuck your mother. Although
also their moms. Usually their moms I can fuck. But no, I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's so dumb, and like. Yeah, I've just, you could tell whenever you meet someone like, and they're looking for a reason to like to put them like put you beneath them.
Absolutely.
And they're like they're looking for a reason to hate you. They're
Yeah,
looking for
yeah.
a reason to. So it's like it's not even about me. It's about this idiot being an idiot. So.
Absolutely. And also these guys were talking all the way through Simon and Pascal's opening hosting the whole time. And so it had nothing. It had very little to do with me, but it was just like, yeah, wow. Like I was just so proud of myself not fucking going after him and not and audience members came up afterwards and they were just like, wow, you dealt with that so well. Like they were like, I was angry for you.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, cool. Anyway, I brought that up. Why? Just because it was on my mind and I hadn't processed it.
Nice.
But
Part of the pot. Part of the pot. Part of the process.
Is there a potsis?
Like process the pot.
Oh Jesus, that was rough.
I try. Hey, you win some, you cry sometimes.
No, fuck tears.
Everybody hurt.
Everybody. No. Yeah. Do you have anything on the sex radar that you want to talk about, or adults generally death?
I'm trying to like. I think we talked about this already last time, but I'm still trying to figure out like an intro, like where I could take like an intro to BDSM kind of course. Not a course, but like figure out, because I'm like, I've always, not always, but I was dominant for fairly early on. So I've like learned some moves. We've discussed some moves. We've discussed choking etiquette. I think it was our last episode.
Yes. How to choke a bitch out.
How to choke a bitch out, like gently, of course. Like, I also have my moves. I think I don't remember if I mentioned it last time, but I think I've told you maybe off mic otherwise about the belt. The belt is like a move, you know. The belt is.
Tell the listeners. What's the belt?
The belt is like when you wanna choke a bitch out, you know, but you don't got. I'm sorry, I can't. When you wanna choke a bitch out and you don't have like a BDSM gear, you could just take out your belt, and while she is performing the doggy styles, or actually not just that, just in several fashions, you could just put your belt around their neck and just pull as if it was some like horse rein type shit, you know. I don't know.
Horse rein shit, yes.
And yeah, so I have
Nay for me, bitch.
I can't.
That was good.
Yeah, so I have that. A girl taught me a while ago how to make the belt into handcuffs as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I forgot, but I could relearn it pretty quickly, I guess. So I don't know.
that'd be like the wrists would be together though.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be easy. You just tie it around and then you hold one.
No, but like you can leave it there.
Oh yeah, you just.
Yeah, there's the thing. It's
easy.
I forgot, but yeah. So that's like, I know those two moves. Like, I mean, spanking, choking, biting. It's all like part of my preferred repertoire of moves. But I'm like, okay, so how do I bring it up a notch? You know, because a friend of mine, for example, was like telling me about a hookup with this dude, and the guy just told her, like, hey, we're gonna need a safe word or something like that, you know. And she was like, that turned me on so much, and I was like, okay, I feel like I could.
I think that's a really good starting point, but I also think I think you can turn it up a notch when you have a communication kind of process, like toolkit already established between the two of you, of being like, starting with a safe word's a cool idea, and then if you can do like a make it cool, like a quick, like, you know, like say yes or no, like choking, spanking, like you could go through just quickly with her, so that there's, and then also like if anything's too rough, like and that way you have more freedom to
because I also
fuck around there.
Exactly. I was thinking, even from the idea of the safe word, because the idea of a safe word is like, okay, stop. So it's like, wouldn't it be better to have a safe word and a good but less hard word?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
good
like
but less.
Good but less word. I don't know what.
Pump the brakes.
A decelerating word.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because I was like, I mean, I've kind of thought about the safe word thing, and I guess next time I'm hooking up with a girl like consistently and like with trust and blah blah.
Yeah.
I'll try that out, but I don't know. I was just like kind of like where. Like, because I also Googled it. I Googled a couple of articles, but they're mostly just trying to sell you sex toys.
Yeah, but what, like, are you wanting new techniques? Are you wanting new, like, I guess, yeah, like, what do you want to do? Like,
I don't know. Like I think I'm starting to either think about the like I don't know, like a cropper or like some
yeah,
which
whipping
is
shit's good.
whipping shit exactly, or like
Yeah, that's
or some like not a shibari full on like the Japanese
because
fucking.
that's like a whole thing you have
That's
to study and practice.
yeah,
like,
you have to fucking study that shit. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I'm not like
Not yet, at least. I
nah.
think that's something to hit in your 40s. Like,
Yeah.
when you got more time.
Yeah.
Actually, your 40s are usually your most productive years in your creative pursuit.
Creative pursuit.
I was reading this book. I basically read the whole book whilst this guy was making me dinner. It was like, it's one of those, like, I just flicked through and like got all the key points. It's one of those old books around the same vintage as like how to make friends and influence people. And I think it's called Think Yourself Rich.
Okay.
It's like one of the old school
Think
80s.
and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, Napoleon
Hill, yeah.
Hill.
Yeah,
He's
it's famous.
some amazing like unrestrained 1980s sentiments in there, like
Ooh.
top 10 like things that
Did he
stop
say-
you from being successful. Number 1, bad genetics. Not everyone can be smart. Not everyone can be attractive. It's just like, whoa. That's amazing.
Do
that
be
he
facts though.
stays.
Do be facts.
Facts. I know. I was like, wowzers, that's so unrestrained. Yeah, it's super early. We're still recording. So unrestrained. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
very
you just
unrestrained.
fucking said it. Why is the door open so early?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a show happening here. Anyway, people started coming to the green room, and it's like, dude, the doors should not be fucking open.
You want me to put the like a chair? Just like,
Only if you can like use your belt to do it. And
the fucking belt. If anyone wants belt classes, just go to 1-800-BELT and just,
Bruno, chill, please.
Bruno
But
Chill.
not with a belt.
Bruno, yeah, text. Find me at Bruno Chill, please, on Instagram, and text me belt, please.
Belt, please. I think you should change your Instagram to like Bruno's belt. Oh my god.
I already told you about the first merch idea, the nice guys spank harder.
Oh yes, yes.
That's definitely gonna be my first merch. I think the second one might just be the belt.
The belt. Yeah.
And the belt.
And the belt. And the belt.
And the belt. Not any belt, you know. It's the belt.
The belt.
It's the belt.
Curious to see where your career goes, Bruno.
To the moon, baby. To the moon.
So
Oh, yo, nice guys spanked harder is gonna sell out.
yeah, oh totally,
That one's
totally.
gonna sell out.
But I was just thinking, like, yeah, getting some. So I've got a friend who's very dominant, and yeah, he's got all the toys, right? Like, he's got some pretty, like, there's different types of spanking things, right? So, like, getting some stuff in your arsenal. Also, like, I've got lovers who come over with their things.
Yeah.
You know, so like, there's someone that I'm not gonna, but like, you know, like
They have their chest.
dildo. Yeah, they have their bag of tricks.
The bag
so
of
like
tricks,
maybe
yeah.
some dildos, maybe some vibrating cock rings, maybe some
I
cattles.
tried the cock
whips.
ring, but the Durex one, and it was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite convinced
Yeah.
at all. But the spanking stuff, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah.
But that, yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I've also realized. I feel like it's a thing you might just have to have a regular partner to explore that with.
Definitely.
Like it's kind of hard when you're like just switching it around.
Yeah, no. I think you really do need to have a regular partner, but you can have your stuff at home ready to go.
Yeah.
If and you know, and if even if it's like a new thing, you can be like, so what do you think?
Yeah, and I think I'm making my learnings anyway slowly. Like for example, something I found out kind of recently is if you want to be able to spank someone hard for a continuous amount of time, some like moisturizer or some kind of like a coconut oil or something like that, it helps because then you can just go wild and yeah.
I think moisture generally, like any kind of rough sex or any prolonged sex, like I can't stress the point enough. We need all the lube and all of the
all
like
the oils and the
all the
lubes,
oils
yeah.
possible. Like treat that body like we need the moisture for
Lube
us
is
to
lit,
keep going.
Yeah, and your mouth gets dry and whatever and the thing. But yeah. So yeah, coconut oil, classic.
Coconut oil, yeah.
Staple, new staple. And also it's like it's kind of like it tastes good, so it's like fine.
Right?
Because
It's like,
yeah,
baked goods.
yeah.
Is there cake in here?
That booty. Yeah.
Nice. There was a great film called there is a great film called Pleasure, which is the Swedish film about this young girl who goes to the States to become a porn star. And anyway, why did I bring it up? I brought it up because there's a scene where she gets dominated hardcore, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm into being dominated." And but this scene is like really artistic and shibari and ropes and stuff. And I'm interested in trying that. Like, I would like to, being completely tied up, that would be very interesting. But it's like, whoa, to get to the point of trust that it's going to be okay and that this person is skilled enough to, so I don't lose consciousness or...
Yeah, no, it's also like a blood flow thing I saw. It's like you can't... Because the idea, and I thought that was like what made it like super cool as well. Because it's like, when you're dominant, you like fucking, like, people enjoy, like, submissive people enjoy when you, I don't know, you like hug them really tight and kind of like crush them a little bit, or when you like choke them. And if you like do the shibari correctly, the rope does all of that at the same time. So it's like you had 6 hands that were like just fucking crushing. So I'm like, when I started reading that, I was like, oh shit, okay, this...
Yeah, it's like, there's a thing about like the benefits of group sex is that you have like multiple limbs and hands and appendages to play with. But shibari is like, you're having all of this pressure on your body in different ways. It would be interesting, but I feel like I think it's going to be a while before I end up being in that, being in the position to be able to do that. Yeah. It's like, it's a lot. Yeah. And it's also like...
in general, I think it takes a while, but that's also... It's also made it weird for me because a lot of the hookups that I've had recently are like short-lived. That it's like even when the girl's submissive, I don't go hard the first few times, just because I'm like, I don't know, like I don't want to scare her. I don't know how hard I can go. I don't know how much I can just fucking, you don't slap a person you're sleeping with for the first time. Usually, mostly, probably not.
Yeah, I think that the safe word conversation is really smart.
Yeah, I think I'll try next time to get the safe word in.
Yeah, I think to put it out there to all the dominant guys and girls, like that's a really great way to start the chat.
Yeah, I think it's smart. What's my safe word gonna be like? Tripod.
Oh God, that's so unsexy,
that sounds,
dude. But also it's got that idea.
But I think
your dick being your third leg. Yeah.
I think maybe it's good, like that it's sexy, so that it doesn't completely kill the vibe.
Yeah, so tripod is not sexy.
Okay, so
it sounds like tadpole. Like it's like a like so. What am I trying to say? Acoustically, I'm not a fan. But that's if it gets you going. If you're like tripod, tripod, yeah.
Saturn, maybe.
Saturn. I was thinking just before. I was like, you want it to be something that's easy to say. Like for me, easy to say whilst I'm like, maybe my mouth is being covered.
If you've listened to this podcast more than 3 episodes, you've heard Anna tell one of her stories where every time she has sex, she can barely speak. She's like,
I'm getting better at forming sentences during sex. No, but maybe I can tie this in with this joke. I've got this new bit about dirty talk, like how my ex...
Yeah.
Have you heard?
You told me about it.
I've told you about it. How he was bringing up like emotional issues during sex and unresolved arguments, and so I ended up needing to speak during. It was like he was doing it because he knew I couldn't talk during sex. Motherfucker! Yes, that is probably why he was doing it. I was just like,
and I want you to meet my parents.
He's like, yes, I'll put it in the calendar. Fuck. Oh, okay. That's a funny part of it, but also it's like I had to learn how to speak during sex with him more because it was just like no, like that's not okay.
And if you want to stay open, say yes. Or
it was more like what I said today wasn't discriminatory, and me being like, no, it was discriminatory. Like. Needing to form full sentences. Fucking rough.
You're literally the only person. And I've oh my God. By the way, you were in my Spotify rewind. You were number 5.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
really, that is so cool.
It's like Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, Lex Friedman, someone else, and then you. I was like, I
yeah.
think Tuesdays with stories, and then you.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, if you listen to the shit enough, it's like, okay, Anna sees colors and can't talk when she fucks.
Exactly. But I think, it's a different form of existence, and
It's the third eye fuckboy, you know? It's not like, you know what? When I fuck, I go to a different universe.
but truly, like
It's that multiverse pussy, you know? It's not like,
that multiverse pussy. Oh, I think that's the name of the episode.
that multiverse pussy.
I recently had someone message me being like, "You've got some good pussy. You've got that good pussy.
That fucking third eye.
Third eye pussy."
You know the fucking the monks like in the monasteries. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
you.
it's
Like
that.
an episode of Doctor Strange or some shit. Like
Oh my god.
the fucking in the Mount Everest just.
Yeah. I hope that's not borderline racist in any way. Probably nah.
No, because they're like If we were,
yeah, exactly.
We're not comparing Nepalese words.
No, we're not. We're
We're
not.
doing the chants.
No, but yeah. Seriously though, like it's a space, like it's an activity that's about like full connection to feelings and other things, and like I feel like there's not a lot of place for words there.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the words there. I use words in every other situation.
I like dirty talk sometimes, but
I can like it, but I also feel pressure because I'm so careful with my words. Well, not like but like it's like comedy. Like there's a sort of intentional word choice process that goes on, and I don't want to have to engage with that part of my brain when I'm fucking.
Yeah, I see that. I'm yeah, I think.
Sometimes it can be fun.
Sometimes it can be fun. I'm
Sure.
thinking with rough sex, it's also nice that like the whole bratty dynamic when you're like, yeah, you fucking, you know,
Yeah,
just fucking,
yeah.
what pie, fucking, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
Hoit you pow.
I'm not sure what these
Brrrr.
words-
Pew pew. That pussy got me like, cuckoo. Just
Oh my god! Now,
do
like,
you think this is?
that's what I should do next time someone's like, talk back to me. I'll just make fucking animal noises. Someone will be like, am I at a Bruno open mic?
Hell yeah, baby. You know it. It's that sound effect lifestyle.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Bruno makes the audience make animal sounds sometimes.
Sometimes they like
Sometimes,
it.
yeah.
Mostly they like it. I've gotten some weird ones.
Are you crying?
Laughing, yeah. Sorry, it was too funny. The fucking the cat noise killed me. The cat noise killed me. I was like, that's perfect. The worst part is I would see some people imagining that that's sexy. Like, so I know some insane people that it's like, I start dirty talk, they reply, and I'm like, okay, never again. I'm like, yes, no, this was a mistake, and this is a mistake.
I hope this part of the episode gets the most listenership. Like, that's some fucked up ASMR right there.
You could clip it, please.
I think that might. Man, I got so much video editing I need to do. It's insane. There's so much to do, Bruno. I don't know how to get everything done. It's.
Go to a co-working space.
Yeah, I've also just been like, doing other jobs as well.
Yeah,
and,
you've been
I'm just
doing
busy.
it,
I'm
yeah.
just busy. I just like I'm feeling the pressure.
You're doing good shit.
I'm getting there. Okay, we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Plug yourself.
You can find me at Bruno Chill Please on Instagram and TikTok, but I don't post TikTok, so maybe one day. Every Wednesday at La Minga at Sorry Not Sorry Comedy. And if you listen to this podcast and you want to sleep with me, text me on Instagram. If you want belt tips, Anna's like shocked. I know 80% of the people listening to this are men, but I just had to.
I love it. I hope you get random dudes messaging you being like, belt.
If you want belt tips and you're a dude, it's just DM me as well. I'll send you a tutorial. It's only like €2 in my Patreon. Or
Yeah,
something
easy
like that.
peasy.
Yeah.
Do you have Patreon?
No.
No, okay. I need to finish setting that up. Oh my god, there's so many things to do. Okay, I'm gonna wrap that up. AF Barros on Instagram. Please follow me if you don't already. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thanks so much, and
you.
goodbye.
Goodbye.